What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ryan, and welcome to another audio video on Cortex Labs. Hope everyone's doing all right. I'm going to talk about me critiquing a stack and trying to perfect it in 3 steps, which is something that I wrote a protocol for. It's in How to Perfect Your Nootropic Stacks Fast digital guide. And I want to break that down. In the meantime, guys, remember, 20% off everything at livecortex.com. Most popular stuff follows. The 40-minute Nootropics consult with me. Secondly, the Nootropics Masterclass. Thirdly, for people that are brand new to Nootropics, this product's basically blown up. The Nootropic Starter Pack Elite comes with these 3 products that you can see in front of you. It's really about taking yourself from brand new to about the 4-year mark and using Nootropics. One of the best packages for people that are starting in Nootropics. Other than that, guys are getting the Viking Testosterone protocol. Coupon code 20 applies to that. And for business folks, we're seeing an influx of some of the bigger, longer Nootropics and brain performance consulting packages that we have. So go to livecortex.com, find which one fits you. If you're a business person, you have to pull the trigger on this, guys. This is the time to do it. You need your brain. We can help you. Coupon code 20 takes 20% off all of this stuff right now. So I'm going to talk about a stack, and I want to try to refine the stack in 3 steps based on the users basically not having a particularly great experience with it so far. They're having an okay experience, but it isn't great. And this is a challenge that came through to me via email of someone who read the book that we wrote, How to Perfect Your Nootropic Stacks Fast. That book also comes with Nootropic Starter Pack Elite, for those of you wondering. And in that book, I break down a protocol of stack formulation, but also stack adjusting. And usually, if you're using the right principles, you can adjust a stack to perfection or near perfection in like 3 to 5 steps. All right, so I'm going to try to do this with this stack here and kind of go through a little bit of a hypothetical, but a scenario so that you guys understand how this works. First, let me break the stack down. The stack is 1,800 milligrams of piracetam. It's 100 milligrams even of CDP choline, 100 milligrams even of phenylpiracetam, and then 100 milligrams even of L-theanine. And the response that the user is getting is a mild focus for about 2.5 hours. And then after that, essentially a crash, right? A tiredness that almost makes the stack not worth it. So I want to discuss what this person can do and how they can adjust this stack in 3 steps. Okay, so step number 1, you got to figure out what's causing the lethargy. In this case, you really don't have enough of a choline source in there to be causing that problem, especially with 100 milligrams of phenylpiracetam and you got your 1,800 of regular piracetam. The first recommendation I would make, quite honestly, is just remove the theanine. Theanine you wouldn't think would cause some sort of crash after, but it does for some people, and it usually has to do with some sort of serotonin derangement they already have. So the first thing I would do is remove the L-theanine and then try the stack again, okay? That's one step. So you might try the stack again, and this person might actually have a perfect experience with the stack. I think the rest of the stack looks really, really awesome. And that could be just one step. Say trying it after removing the theanine does not fix the issue. Then what I'd be looking into is I would be looking into a blood sugar problem. And it's possible, because racetams are notoriously known for this, for lowering blood sugar, that all the person needs to do is insert some sort of liquid fat product, some sort of form of liquid fat, like literally olive oil, perhaps a little bit of olive oil, maybe some fish oil, maybe some MCT oil for you bulletproof folks, to attempt to stabilize insulin response and therefore blood sugar sort of in general, so that your baseline going into this is already sort of somewhat bulletproofed or somewhat protected by having a good fat source in there at the time to stabilize blood sugar. So in that case, I would just add like a regular dose of MCT oil, a regular dose of olive oil, maybe some fish oil, and then I would try the stack again. Okay, so that's 2 things. So say the first option of removing theanine didn't work, then I would add in some sort of stable fat to try to stabilize insulin and blood sugar levels. Okay, if that doesn't work, man, I'm on number 3 here. I think I better step this up. I can't mess this up, man. Oh well, if that doesn't work, then I would essentially say that you're probably causing a cholinergic receptor stimulation response that is inducing a regulatory response kind of in reaction to that, which is causing you fatigue. I mean, the primary side effect with cholinergic compounds is that it's fatigue. If they're dosed wrong, you get fatigued. If they're not dosed perfectly, you get fatigued. So you got to figure out the doses on each compound. In this particular stack, if that were to be the case, I would make 2 adjustments to the stack, being the third overall adjustment to try to make the stack perfect. The first adjustment that I would make is I would take that CDP choline down to 50 milligrams. I'd remove 50 milligrams of it right off the bat. The second thing I would do is I would remove an entire 1,000 milligrams off of the piracetam. You're going to end up in a place where you have 800 of piracetam, 50 of CDP choline, 100 of phenylpiracetam, which is primarily driving the stack, and then no theanine. At this point, I'd keep the theanine out because you just don't know whether bringing it back in or not is going to start causing the fatigue that you were experiencing. More than likely, okay, that's my shot at it, you would have a much better stack just doing that. So what differentiates me from anybody else in looking at a stack and then trying to make a stack better when it isn't perfect? It's 12 years of me doing this, of me formulating stacks and then figuring out what is wrong with a stack, making, so many adjustments over the course of the last 12 years. Think about how many stacks that I've fussed with. It's insane. I obviously don't have count of it. I have a book of stacks and experiments, but I've got more stacks than that I didn't write down. It's just, there's too much. Doing that for such a long time, you develop a methodology. You'd have to be insane not to. You have to develop a sort of strategy to do it. And then also you sort of get informed through the process, what works and what doesn't, to the point where you take a stack, something is wrong, and immediately you know what to change. And maybe it'll take 2 or 3 steps, but you can get that stack perfected relatively quickly. We actually lay this out in How to Perfect Your Nootropic Stacks Fast. It's a digital book. It's part of the Nootropic Starter Pack Elite. So for those of you that are brand new, that's the way to go. Go get that product right now, livecortex.com. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. Hope that's made sense and been helpful. 20% off every other product, livecortex.com. Most popular, the 40-minute Nootropics consult with me. Coupon code applies to that. Second to that is the Nootropics Masterclass. Coupon code applies to the Masterclass. Third, again, folks that are new are just buying the Nootropic Starter Pack Elite. It's like, this is the best package we put together to instruct people that are new on how to effectively use nootropics. Get it at livecortex.com. Use the coupon code 20. For business people, the larger scale, longer term consults are extremely popular. It looks to me like there's a lot of CEOs and there's a lot of big business owners that realize they need their brains right now. And so they're getting consults. Go to livecortex.com, get the executive consult, get the 6-month package. I mean, these are directed to helping you supercharge your focus and your energy and your motivation and your productivity all the time, but especially right now. I mean, this is an important time to have your brain functioning. 20% off everything at livecortex.com. Go get some product. Thanks so much for listening. More content coming soon. We'll talk to you next time.